What up, Bourbon on a Budget followers? I'm Brendan. It's been a little while. Some formal introductions or reintroductions. I figured you guys might be tired of seeing Ben's face so much. Really, what I want to do today was go over a bottle that I just picked up that I'm super excited to try to open up here. It's from one of my favorite distilleries, craft distilleries, or just distillery anywhere. Although they're getting so big, I don't even know if I can call them craft distillery anymore. We'll say they have the craft spirit, and that's Chattanooga whiskey. This is their Silver Oak Cabernet finished whiskey. It's at 95 proof. It was about $65 at Market Square Liquor by me in Tallahassee. I am super excited to try this because I love wine finished products. I love Chattanooga whiskey. I think their experimental line that they do is so awesome, in addition to their core line, but they do so many great things with trying different finishes. Sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses. The exploration, the adventure mindset, I guess, is something that I'm super fond of, because I like when different distilleries go color outside the lines. They think outside the box. They try to do something a little different. Wine finish, to me, usually, I'm a big Scotch fan. Wine finish really evens out some of the sharper or more intense notes of Scotch, where you get the peat or very like earthy tones, and going with a sherry cask or cognac or something like that can really kind of smooth it out and create this nice level of balance while you still have layers of drama. That's why I like Chattanooga whiskey so much in general. They do a great job of creating this heft and this richness, this depth in their whiskeys. Whether it's lower proof, whether it's their 111 proof, they're so accessible. You can find them everywhere, and it's usually pretty layered and nuanced. I've really enjoyed their roasted line. I've gotten to try their peated whiskey as well. They do so much well. And with this Cabernet cask finished whiskey here, I'm expecting a lot of that red wine influence to show up in the form of berries. Maybe it'll give this kind of nice, smooth mouthfeel.
This has exquisite mouthfeel
To the whiskey. We will see. So look at the color on this. Very red and dense, and that's the Cabernet finish probably showing up, I would imagine. I mean, this is not your standard whiskey or bourbon color. You definitely see a lot of reds, almost like a strawberry type of hue here. So gonna open this up right now, pour it in our little Glencairn bourbon on a budget. There you go. Give it a few minutes to kind of air out a little bit, breathe. I feel like the neck pour may not be the best way to experience this. I'm getting the wine already just from that initial opening and pour. Let's let this breathe for a minute or two. I'll come back and let you know what I think of it. Told you I'd be back. I've let this air out for about 10-15 minutes. If you believe in the neck pour being a real thing, and this is just the very rough version of what the rest of this bottle is going to be, I'm extremely excited about how this bottle is going to open up over time. The nose on this, to me, it's exquisite. It's exactly what I'm looking for in a wine finished whiskey. You get these nice berry notes, but it's not as overwhelming with the red wine as I thought it would be. Instead, what it leads to is a lot of caramelization, almost like a Coca-Cola sweetness. But then there's this nice little, and this might be the Chattanooga whiskey, because they get a little bit of mintiness in some of their whiskeys sometimes for me. And I'm getting kind of like a little bit of a spearmint at the end. So you get the nice fruity notes, get just dense sweetness, and then a little bit of spice too, cinnamon, spearmint. It's a very nice nose. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I haven't even started drinking it yet. The red wine shines through the beverage as I expected it would. Not as much as what the nose indicated. No, I'm sorry, the other way around. A little bit more than what the nose indicated. But what the color of this basically gave you a hint that it would be very wine forward and raspberry, blackberry, just darker berries. This kind of showed up on the palate for me. I'm getting a very high level of sweetness, of milk chocolate, maybe even like kind of a little bit of dark chocolate as well. Just a very dense chocolate note. Maple syrup as well. A little bit of the woody elements as well from the barrel, but I think that the wine element of it strips out just the more traditional tannins of like vanilla and oak. Like that gets kind of muted a little bit where the berries and the chocolate push forward. but I like that you get this brown sugar, maple syrup. Some of my favorite tasting notes with the whiskey are really present from start to finish. It's an extremely powerful start to the drink, and it kind of gently tones down a little bit. It's not a very hot finish. It actually it kind of has this explosion early. Doesn't stick with you for a super long time. A little bit of bitter at the end, a little bit of drying, which kind of feels like makes sense with the wine finish there. I think what we're seeing is a little bit of the proof being below 100 does kind of cap what the finish should be. But listen, if you're looking for something refreshing, if you're looking for something just different than what a normal whiskey would do, I think this is perfect. It's starting to warm up a little bit here in Florida. It's already in the 80s, and if you're looking for something to enjoy outside in the spring, maybe sit out in the hammock, read a book, and just kind of enjoy a friendly, very balanced and sweet, delicious whiskey. Chattanooga did it again with the Silver Oak Cabernet cask finished. I thought this was awesome. I think it's one of the better whiskeys that they've put out there to date, and they've done some really good ones. It's not always easy to do a wine finished bourbon. Sometimes it get too sweet. I think this is nice and rich. It's not too overwhelming. You know what you're getting though with it. This was awesome. Definitely would recommend to buy. I know $65 isn't necessarily cheap, but you know what you're getting. It's high quality, and again, it's super unique and very different than what you would normally get. Love Chattanooga whiskey. Love what they're doing. Love this bottle. It's definitely one that I'm going to keep in the collection. Going to try to add another one because I don't know how often this is going to roll out there. I don't think this is like a normal line because it's kind of limited edition. If you see it in your stores in that price range, 60 to 70 bucks, yes, go ahead, buy it, especially if you want to try something a little sweeter, a little different than what you would normally enjoy with the bourbon, and still get good quality. This is going to be a good one for you.